Does anything actually matter? Does anything I do actually mean anything?
No.
No? But what's the
Apparently
point?
not. If Uncle Boob said it, then I believe it.
Hell yeah. Does anything need a point, man?
So, I'm going to tell you why I'm asking. One of our incredible, amazing, lovely subscribers, friend of the channel, Borkovich5227, asks the following question. I struggle with motivation due to nihilism. What's the point of anything when it will all end? The things you build will be destroyed, your memory will be forgotten, and your lineage dead. No matter how successful you are at any of those things, it is still just a question of time. I feel like the only answers are either ignorance/denial of it, pure live for the moment hedonism, or religion. I don't like any of those answers, but I can't find any others. Do any of you wise men of craft and mind know ways to remedy this affliction? So, do any of you, lovely gentlemen, Uncle Boobs and Admiral Nemo, have some answers to this? What would you tell our friend Borkovich?
Okay, so the main thing that's an axolotl. I'm gonna pick it up.
What the? A what?
Axolotl.
What is that?
It's like a little fish with legs and arms.
Oh, dude, that's so cute.
It's a little amphibian, dude.
I want to see it. That sounds adorable.
Basically, if nihilism is the answer you landed on, I don't. it feels like it feels like a really lazy thing to land on because there's so many different ways to think about absolutely everything, and meaning doesn't need to necessarily be part of any of them. Like, what does meaning even mean?
Okay. That's a good point. I don't know.
The word meaning doesn't even really have a meaning. We made it up. So what you're feeling right now kind of is something that someone older than you made up. Something, if the word meaning was never meant to mean anything, then you would never know how to make meaning of anything, which you would just be on default settings, just going, oh yeah, everything's chill. But the only reason you're even questioning meaning is because it exists as a word. Yeah, I'm just kind of talking on my ass here, but
I was going to say, I don't know if I actually agree with
sense.
that. I mean, in some sense I do, obviously. Like, you can only use the words in your vocabulary, but also, if no language was invented and people still had people brains, I think you would still wonder what your purpose is. I think you would still wonder, what am I doing? Sure, I mean, that's survival, but that's not per se your purpose, you know? Like, for me, my purpose isn't eating and sleeping. That's not my purpose. Those are things I do to survive, so I can carry out my purpose. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's some good beer, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything else, like, you know, if nihilism is the answer you land on, then or have you taken into account experience? Have
Explain.
you taken into account the fact that life could be defined as a just collective set of experiences, you know, that are personal to you and to you alone? And so, like, what do you do with those experiences that you have? Because if you land on nihilism, you know, then it's like, what is the point of those experiences then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I know what you're trying to say, for sure.
Kind of like what Uncle Boob says. It seems like a lazy alternative to, you know, possibly not necessarily other systems of belief, but like challenging the way that you see the world and figuring out what you believe for yourself.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's the thing that Borkovich is struggling with, is he's looked at other ways of belief, like he mentioned religion, hedonism, etc., and none of those are good answers for him. So he's saying, like, if nothing matters, does anything actually have a point? Like, why would I be motivated to do something or pursue something ambitious if nothing matters? I think that's pretty much the question he's asking.
I'm climbing a jungle tree.
Nice. One of you guys want to sleep for me?
I'm climbing a jungle tree.
Yeah, hold on.
Dingledorf, Mr. Duke Dingledorf, you want to sleep for me, bro?
Yeah.
Sweet, thanks, dude. Appreciate you, bro. This diamond axe is serving me very well. It makes it really easy to kill mobs. I two-shot all of them. So what do you think, boys? Anything else to say about nihilism before I start on my rant?
There's a million different ways to think about absolutely everything. And nihilism is just one of the easy ones to land on, in my opinion. But, yeah. You know, there's always the possibility that your brain is the only thing simulating all of existence. Your brain is the only reason anything exists. You could be the one brain that exists, and everyone else exists within the side of your experience. And in that reality, you are the only meaning. That's a really simplified way of explaining that one.
I was gonna say.
This thought experiment, but there's a million different ways to think about everything. If you really want to go down a rabbit hole of thinking about absolutely everything, just start looking up all kinds of different like obscure epistemologies and philosophies and all that. And just live a week thinking about things in that general mindset. Like there's someone else go. I'm fucking voting.
I'm ready to hear what Uncle Blueberry has to say.
Can someone post the coordinates of our house in chat? I'm lost. Just press F3. Nice,
I
thanks.
feel like that was really specific.
I mean, it's gonna be in the right spot, so.
Yeah, that's true. Or he might just end up at my apartment.
Ooh, let's see what kind of coordinates you're looking for. Oh, Titus is muted. Oh yeah, I found the place. I can see my giant mob spawner.
Nice.
Yeah, so nihilism, guys.
Oh. Wait, if you
Go.
wanna
Go.
If you are landing on nihilism right now, how far down the rabbit hole of nihilism are you? Like, are you reading like Philip Mainlander, or is it just like everything's meaningless and that's it? Because you can go really deep down the nihilism rabbit hole. You can go opposite ways. You can go positive nihilism or optimistic nihilism, whatever, or super negative nihilism like Philip Mainlander. I founded him, but not too long ago, dude. That's some cool shit to read, but obviously, don't start believing it after you read it.
Yeah.
You'll probably just kill yourself or something.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Definitely don't do that. Wow, that's a crazy cool screenshot right here. So, as far as nihilism goes for me, I kind of have two sort of answers. The first one is in a worldly sense, like just purely if you're agnostic or atheist or believe in nothing, this is kind of for you. Okay. I would ask you, just because something has a finite length of time, does that inherently mean that it doesn't have value or it means nothing?
Oh.
You know, just because something is going to end or not last forever, does that actually mean it has no meaning? Does that make sense? So, for example, okay, no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I'll give you an example as well. All right. So, what drink do you like? Do you like coffee? If you drink the coffee, is it good?
Oh yeah.
If
I
it had
love
no
coffee.
meaning, would you not drink it? But you drink it anyway because it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So there you
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like a roller coaster. You know, if you're on a roller coaster and that thing lasts forever, that to me sounds like torment. That sounds like absolute torture. It would turn the good thing into a bad thing by it lasting forever. So, just like they were talking about before with the experiences, you know, you gotta get the most out of those experiences. Nothing lasts forever. Suffering, good things, anything on this side of reality we're on here, living in our earthly bodies, none of it is gonna last forever.
Add Neil. Come here.
Add Neil.
Add meal.
Oh, Admiral Neil.
He's got a juicy ass. You got to use seeds on the chickens.
Yeah.
All right, come here for a second. I got to show you something. I'm sure you already know what it looks like, but come here. Titty.
I can't.
Titty.
You know how far away I am,
right.
bro?
No.
I'm like really far away. Oh, I found a village. I'm slaughtering cows for leather.
You're so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Save that for me, bro. Save them. Put them away somewhere. Oh, do I really have to go up this entire mountain to get to that village? Come on, man. Come on, bro. I'm finding some really cool locations out here.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to make an enchanting table like maxed out so we can get the best enchantments, but for that you need a lot of bookcases, and we don't have cows, so I've just been on a journey slaughtering cows.
Oh, I mean, you could just lead a couple home and then have infinite cows.
I know.
The hell,
How did you get him in here?
It's kind of nice to just like walk around and see the sights though for a little bit too. Okay, where was I on my rant before I got distracted?
Being on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Roller coaster.
Being on a grundle coaster for eternity does sound like torture. So, or like a movie, right? Like your favorite movie.
Oh.
If your favorite movie lasted forever, you wouldn't be able to do anything else, you know? Like, things have to have a beginning and an end.
Dude.
Infinity doesn't make sense for human beings. It doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm stirring up lots of thoughts in you,
dude.
huh?
Dude, if I could watch okay, so if you see Dune 2, it's the best fucking movie ever. If that was infinitely long and I could live infinitely long to watch the entire universe, that universe fold out, if the cinematography was that good for the entire fucking thing, dude, I'm down. I would give up everything. I can't fucking dude, it's the best fucking movie
That's
I've
so
ever
funny.
seen. I like it more than Lord of the Rings. I'll say it every fucking time.
Yeah. But that's obviously a
Yeah.
theoretical, you know?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't last forever.
You're saying
right?
like living forever would make living kind of shitty. And also, I disagree with you there because I want to have as many life extensions as possible as those come out. I want to live as long as possible. There's gonna be so much cool shit coming out in the future.
Right.
I like tech. I like futuristic stuff.
Mhm.
So for me, meaning is having all the new tech shit,
Ooh.
like just living
Iron
longer,
Golem.
so I can enhance my own brain with like AI implants and all that shit. That's what I want.
I'm gonna back up on this golem, dude.
Yeah, back it up, boy.
Back it up on him, dude. Oh, he turned around. He doesn't want me. You don't want these blueberry boy cheeks, bro?
I'm so sweaty, man.
If
Ooh.
he won't take him, I'll take him.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Fuck.
So the other thing too is my wife and we've been married for almost 6 years now. And even if I had no system of belief or other frame of reference for why life has a purpose and a meaning, which I do, but even if I didn't have that, my relationship with my wife and my family and spending time with the people that I love, I think that would be my meaning. You know what I mean? I think that would be my meaning for life. Like love. Love is something that is just so incredibly cool and amazing. It's such a cool journey to experience and go through. I just don't know how you could go through something like that and ever think the thought that this doesn't mean anything or this doesn't have value. You know what I mean? Oh, there's a
Yeah.
zombie in there. Get out of there. Hey, leave those guys alone. Why is he not taking damage? Come here. Man, he's tanky for a little guy. Sheesh. Somebody want to sleep? Actually, you know what? I can sleep. Wait, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll set my spawn point over here. Actually, wait. I want to do that. Never mind. Because then if I die, I can get my stuff back.
Nice.
Okay. So here's the other thing I'm going to go into. And this is a little bit of a rabbit hole. Not too much, but bear with me, okay? It's going to be lots of thoughts to think. So don't click off or anything, you know? Okay. I believe that the reason why you are so hung up on does anything matter is because that's the way you're wired. That is the way you are created, is to crave a purpose. You are made to need purpose. That is what I believe, okay? Because human beings, again, like Uncle Boob said earlier, if you have food, if you have shelter, if you have community safety, those types of things, you have everything you need. But that's not enough for us. Like for every other animal that you see, that is enough. As long as they're fed and they have, you know, free range and stuff like that, they're happy, they're good, they're chill. But we think thoughts and we need meaning. It's like it's a requirement for us, almost everybody. It's like, okay, what's my purpose? What do I want to do for the rest of my life? From when you're a kid to when you're older, like, oh, what do I want to do? How do I want to spend my time? You need a purpose. And that's because that's how we were designed. That's how we were made. Which means I think somebody made us. I think somebody created us. I know you said you do not like religion as the answer for anything. And I would agree. I actually hate religion on the whole. I know I've talked about this in a previous episode. There's plenty that our longtime listeners have heard, but religion, there's been a lot of really evil people who have done a lot of evil things in the name of all sorts of different religions. There's a good saying out there that tradition is the corpse of wisdom, and on the whole, I would agree. Because tradition, you're doing something just for the sake of, you know, people having done it in the past. And that, to me, is not a good reason to do anything. You should be doing it because it's a good thing to do, you know, not just because it's traditional. So, religion in general, I don't like. But what I have would be a system of belief, of faith, and I believe in Jesus. I believe that God created everything. And the reason why we crave purpose so much is because we do have a purpose, and that purpose is to have a relationship with Jesus. That's what I believe. And having settled on that, how I got to that point, it wasn't because of how I was raised or anything like that. It's just what had the ring of truth for me. So what I mean by that is, as you do like Uncle Boop said, and you look through all the different systems of belief that you come across, you can never look through every single philosophy in the world. There's not enough time for a human being. But you got to start with something. And as you look through different ideologies, different systems of belief, like for me, it's belief in Jesus. It's a relationship with Jesus, not a religion, but a relationship with a real living God. That's what I believe. And that has filled me with a purpose. And it's also kind of trickled down and giving me all sorts of other like secondary purposes, like having a family, loving my family, providing for my family.
Oh, this is cute. He's making a nice little fish tank for the
I need your
axolotl.
other bucket so I can put water in there and then put the axolotl.
Oh, there you go.
Are you making
can
like a
do
little
that.
fishbowl or something?
My bucket's over there. Just go get it. Yeah, there's a nice little fishbowl going on here. All right, for your next rant, start going on about houses and cracks in houses and find a new house. You know what I'm talking about?
No, that's your rant, bro.
Oh, I'm on the Bears, dude.
He's on the Bears, dude.
I can try. I mean,
I think I could probably paraphrase it too.
yeah.
So
thanks.
what he's referencing, what Uncle Boobs is referencing, is a video by J-Reg about frameworks of thinking. Okay, and your current framework of thinking is existential nihilism. Okay, existential nihilism. So it's kind of like, does anything matter? Because it seems like nothing does, and if nothing does matter, then why do I do anything? That's where you're at right now. And being in that place, that state of thinking, is like being in a house. It's the only house you've got right now. And you're looking at all these other options for houses, and you don't like any of them. But you don't like the current house you're in either. So it means you have to find a new house. The one you're in, it's got cracks and crumbles in the wall. It's fallen down, and you're like, this house sucks. This house makes me want to not even be alive anymore. So it's time to find a different house. Maybe you don't like the house of religion. That's good. I don't like the house of religion either. But you have to look through different houses, different frameworks of belief, until you find something that, one, fills you with a purpose, fills you with a reason to be alive. Because whether you like it or not, you need a purpose. You need a reason to be alive. And everybody can find it. I guarantee you. You just haven't looked in enough houses yet. But you'll find the right house for you. So it's time to kind of branch out a little bit. And kind of like how they said it's the lazy option. It's not per se the lazy option if that's where you are right now. But it is the lazy option if that's where you choose to stay forever. Then it is the lazy option. It's now up to you to start working a little bit and looking to see, okay, what other houses are there that I can move into? What other frameworks of mind can I start thinking through and diving into to find a meaning for my life? Because you do need that meaning. So for me, I highly, highly, highly recommend the house of Jesus. I think Jesus has an amazing house. I'll explain a little bit here. And then I'll let you guys kind of talk about your meanings and any advice you would recommend. But just to kind of paraphrase it short, again, I believe God created everything. He was the uncaused first cause. The universe has a finite beginning, and it has a finite end. God was the uncaused first cause, and there's a lot of evidence of intelligent design and creation in the universe. Like, there's a lot of reasons to believe, but there's also a big aspect of faith, too. And when I read the scripture, it has the ring of truth for me. From every other system of belief and thinking that I've tried, and I have experienced quite a few, and done a lot of research, this is the one that has the ring of truth and makes sense to me. And nothing else I've looked into stacks up. So it's important to kind of have an opened enough mind to acknowledge the existence of other frameworks, but you need to have a closed enough mind to actually identify, is this something that has the ring of truth into it? You have to look at it with a critical eye. Does it have the ring of truth? I know I've said that way too much. The ring of truth. It's the next Lord of the Rings movie. Or something like that. But yeah, for me, what Jesus says in the Bible, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second thing, just as important, love your neighbor as yourself. Those are the two things you need to do. Basically, just love God and love other people the way you love yourself. And by doing that, you will find so much joy. Like, I cannot even tell you. When you have a relationship with the Lord, what a lot of people experience in life is called happiness. Okay? Happiness comes and goes, and it's entirely dependent on your feelings, your external circumstances, what's happening on that day. What I have is what's called joy. And joy is something based internally. Wait, why is that funny?
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at like the whole trying to convince him to go for religion when he said he specifically in the comment that he doesn't like religion.
I know.
I'm just I'm just sitting here kind of laughing at that a little bit.
No, it makes sense. But I mean, he asked our opinion. He asked for our wisdom, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to the man.
That's true. Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, it makes perfect sense. So joy again is something it comes from inside of you. It's inside of yourself. And it's something that won't go away just because you're having a bad day. You know, it's something that won't go away just because things aren't going well for you. It's more than just being happy. When you base that joy in a relationship with the Lord, it's a pretty incredible thing. And it makes everything else that I do have meaning and be more fulfilled. At the park today, I took my family to the park, my wife and my 3 kiddos, and there was this little dude, a little African-American kiddo. He's probably like 6 or 7. He's adorable. And he came up and sat on the swing next to me, and he was just like, "Oh, this swing is pretty cool." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's pretty cool." And I looked down, he's wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt. I was like, "Oh, dude, I really like your shirt. That's awesome." Just gave him a compliment. He's like, "Oh, thanks." And then from there, he just hung out with me and wanted to play with me like for the rest of the time we were at the park. And he was with his grandma, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you can go play or whatever." So I was playing with my kiddos and this little dude at the same time. And the happiness that he felt just from like getting some attention, you know, and from someone spending time with him, like that was me doing a good thing for somebody else. Because I'm open and available and I have joy in my heart, I was able to have a good experience with this young lad and affect his life in some way. Just by me having that joy, I'm able to be a positive influence on the people around me. And this kid had an absolute blast. Like, he asked my name. He's like, "Can you come back and play at the park again tomorrow?" I was like, "Oh, maybe, dude. I don't know. It just depends on what's going on. But if I see you again, I'd love to play with you again." So there's so much to it. But when you find a framework of mind that allows you to experience joy, and whatever it is for you, for me, it's my relationship with Jesus. But for you, it may not be that. For you, it may be something else, and you'll land on another framework of mind that fills you with purpose, fills you with joy. But by having that joy, it's like an infection, but it's a good infection. Everyone around you just kind of is touched by it, and they notice it and pay attention to it. And it's like, what is it about this person that makes them
like
so
gray
happy all the
sweatpants.
time? I know exactly what you mean. There's a guy at work like that.
Hell yeah, dude. You should be like, "Bro, just come naked."
Bro.
Yeah.
So
You should
yeah,
put timestamps in the description, so if he like gets sick of any of our explanations.
that's a good idea. We'll put timestamps in
Yeah.
it for you, bro. But yeah, find a framework of mind that gives you purpose, gives you meaning. It could be a lot of different things, like YouTube, man. Finding something that you're driven to conquer. As a man, especially, you gotta kind of go to war with something. You gotta fight against something. You gotta struggle against something. For me, it's YouTube. Also, my love for music as well. Like, I do music with my brother. Taking a hiatus from live shows, but I still want to make that successful. And I love playing music. I'm a drummer and a singer. So trying to chase the things that I want to make a career out of, the things that I'm passionate about, that's another thing that I find meaning and purpose in. Because whether or not my YouTube channel is going to last forever, I don't really care. The point is, I'm struggling against it, and every step that I take makes me want to take another step down that path. And the closer I get to my goal, the more excited about it I get, and the more happy I get. And it's just super fulfilling, you know? And I'm sure there's something like that for you. I'm sure there's things you enjoy. Think about what you like and find a way to make a career out of that. Find a way to turn it into something that you could do, maybe not forever, but find a way to turn it into something you could make some money out of, something like that. So there's a lot of ways to get meaning out of life. You just gotta break out of your house and start looking at the other houses on the street, okay? Anybody else got anything else to say on that?
That's pretty frick comprehensive, bro.
Dude, if I wasn't on a beer, I could talk for fucking hours about this. So let me think. Point one, I don't believe free will exists. Point two, sentience isn't necessary for intelligence. And point three, putting those together, I think sentience was a failing of evolution. I think all these questions and all these things are just like a waste of time for the advancement of our species, really. Like, I think humans would be better off if we didn't learn sentience. Like, all these questions are just a hindrance on our performance and advancement of society, really.
That's such a strange way to look at it. I know what you mean, but I so vehemently disagree with this. I could not be any more antithetical to this viewpoint.
Yeah, this is so funny how we're just so opposite. It's great. Yeah.
Because on one hand, like, you say that, but remember, if we didn't have a drive for a meaning or a purpose, and all we needed to do was fulfill our needs and our functions, there would be no requirement, there would be no drive to innovate and make something new. People would still just be doing all they need to do, I feel like.
I completely disagree.
Yeah? Explain.
Yeah.
Why?
So even just looking at, like, okay, so just, this isn't why I think this, but I just think this is a decent enough example for right now, because we both know what it is. So you know ChatGPT, right? It can't think.
Correct.
It's not sentient at all, but it can output intelligent answers.
Correct.
So it's not necessary that we have to think about emotions and all that jazz to produce technology. Because, like, ants as well. Just think about ants. Do ants think to create their colonies and all their workers and everything?
It's instinct.
Exactly. Wait, hold on. I need to find somewhere safe because actually, there's a book that gave me an existential crisis about this and really helped me think about it.
Yeah. I think I'm about to deconstruct this though, but I'll wait until you're done.
Okay, so there's a couple things. I don't know how to put them together right now. Let me take another sip of beer. It's getting really hot in here because
Ooh, yeah.
oh yeah, so I need that sweat to sweat out the heat.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this thing. You know what a Chinese room is?
A Chinese room.
Yeah,
I don't know that
Chinese
I do.
room. So this is the summary I got to help me explain it. Not that. Imagine yourself in a room where you follow a set of instructions to just choose Chinese characters. Like, there's a wall full of instructions, like, choose this if this is inputted. So basically, there's people outside that speak Chinese. They write on these papers. They write Chinese on the paper. They slip it underneath the door. You see it. You don't have a fucking clue what it means. But you match it together with your instructions on the wall, and you give it back to them, and they understand it. They think you're talking perfectly to them. They think that you're understanding what they're saying and actually having a conversation with them. So, like, imagine they put in, I don't know, what's the weather? And then you output, it's sunny today. They're like, oh, that's accurate. You must be able to think. But you're just following a set of instructions, which is the same thing as like an LLM. That's why I use that example.
Yep.
It's because of the Chinese room, where you can pass. We could even fake thinking that we have emotions. It could just be imaginary. Like, it could just be a worthless side product of intelligence that we just think all these things and it just gets in the way. Sorry, I got sweaty and I forgot what I was saying.
No, you're good, dude.
So like the Turing test, it's kind of like a pointless test.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you could just Chinese room that shit.
Yep. Absolutely. But the thing that I was going to say, though, about the whole ants thing, right? How long have ants been around? A really long time.
Big, long-ass time, yeah.
Right. A big, long time. Have ants learned how to do anything new? Have they learned how to make, like, bigger, better colonies? You know? Have they made things to automate? Not really. They're still just doing their thing because it works for them.
They're too small to have big enough brains, so they're kind of limited.
Okay, fair. Take any other animal in the animal kingdom, then, besides humans.
Oh, there's I don't know how to do this. I'm trying to think of this in the way of like evolution because you don't believe in that, so I'm trying not to think of evolution examples.
Oh, you can think of them. Again, like I don't accept the theory of macroevolution as truth, but it doesn't mean you can't use examples.
Yeah. So I'm not what was I saying? Ants been around fucking forever, right? So they would have had to evolve to become dominant enough to not get wiped out by other species. So they've developed this really complicated social system to survive and thrive in fucking everywhere. I'm seeing that there's over like 13,800 different species of ants.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and there's quadrillions of ants on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
for how
like an
small they are,
unfathomable number.
that's a pretty good amount of intelligence for that amount of like size.
Right.
What the fuck was my original point? Oh, some species of ants have developed like this process where they blend into other colonies to make other ants raise their own babies, and then their ants take over that colony. That type of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So even if they're
Wow.
not making like electronics and all that shit, it's not necessarily like they're not changing and advancing at all.
Mhm.
They're adapting and evolving to the current environment. Like once global warming does all this shit, there's going to be ants that thrive in that too, and other ants that die off. Same with jellyfish. A lot of jellyfish are dying because the oceans are getting warmer.
Mhm.
But there's going to be other jellyfish that are fine just because they're adapting to it.
Right.
But jellyfish are dumb as fuck, as you can tell.
Right.
Anyway, on to the next one.
On to the next.
I don't think consciousness is linked to free will. Like sentience is linked to free will. That was my other point. I'm not sure how to explain that right now, but that's one of my core beliefs for sure.
Okay. So yeah, you'll definitely have to explain for sure. Like
Yeah.
So I have something to kind of go off of, some frame of reference to respond to, right?
Yeah. So imagine you're like, imagine you have a time machine,
Mm-hmm.
and you see something happen, and then you go back like 10 minutes, you watch the exact same thing happen, but you have no influence on it. Or I mean, you go back 10 minutes, and the exact same thing will happen every single time.
Yep.
There's no deviation in that. Everything is inputs and outputs. Everything is pretty deterministic. Like free will would exist if we could have if the outcome was different from going back in those 10 minutes, and you'd have different outcomes every once in a while. But if you went back 10 minutes, everything would happen exactly the same way every single time without any new inputs.
That's an interesting theoretical, but the problem is you could never actually know unless you actually went back in time. Because it's only a thought experiment. Since we can't go back in time, you can't actually do the experiment.
Yeah, no.
So you're just assuming
unless
the result.
we die out.
Yeah, you're assuming the result of that experiment, but you didn't actually do the experiment. So it actually kind of falls short in that sense. Because without being able to test the hypothesis, it's just that. It's a hypothesis. It's a frame of thinking, but there's no way to know if it's actually true or not because you can't test it.
I think the perfect form of free will would be having no inputs and being able to decide your output.
But what does that mean in terms of
like,
a human being? What does that mean to have no inputs?
I don't think it's possible to have no inputs as a human being.
So, but how does that take away your free will though? By having inputs.
It takes away your free will because everything you do in the past influences your future actions. You can't exactly do something completely new. Everything you've done in the past influences you.
Oh, of course. You're influenced
Everything
by
that
your
happens
experience.
to you influences you. Yeah.
You're influenced by your experience, but you still have the freedom to choose what to do with those experiences. And the same experience can do radically different things to different people too.
Yeah, I'm saying you can't suddenly decide to be wired differently.
Yeah, that's true. It does take work to wire yourself differently.
Yeah, but that's still a set of inputs making you go along the path to wire yourself differently.
Right.
I don't think it's possible to. Is the axolotl in this pond? Oh yeah, it is. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, this might be more convincing if I had better words to say right now.
Yeah.
But I'm fine talking like this. This is supposed to be the vibe. This is supposed to be
this is the vibe.
Two dudes on the couch, even if one of them's drunk.
It's always better when the uncle's drunk, dude.
Yeah, true, dude. If only I was a priest too, then I could double down on the way I touch you.
Not my nephew, cat.
Oh god,
that's amazing. Oh, sheesh.
Man, I wish you had more free time because then we could read that book at the exact same time all over again. Then we could talk about it as we're reading it.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it's called Blindsight.
I'd be down to read it. I think it's always it's always cool to get new, different kind of like types of ways to think about things, right?
Yeah, not nihilism, man. If you want a really good book to think about, like intelligence and sentience, read Blindsight and think. Just think about it, dude. It gave me like existential crises, like listening to it. I mean, reading it.
Yeah,
it's my favorite book of all time. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, I'd be down to give it a look and kind of see what it's all about and stuff like that. I do like learning.
There's a sequel, but it's not nearly as captivating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he already went through like the really interesting thing for me at least.
Mm-hmm.
The book also has vampires in it if you like vampires.
Nice.
Even though it's a sci-fi novel where you're not even anywhere near Earth
That's hilarious.
and you're inside a spaceship pretty much for the entire thing.
What?
Except for a
There's
couple
vampires?
parts. Yeah, there's one vampire.
That sounds extremely strange.
Yeah, the vampires in there are extremely OP. They're super strong, super smart. But
Wow.
actually, I'm not gonna spoil. Never mind. Just fucking read it, dude. It's so good. It'll help you think about a lot of things if you have a lot of things to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an incredible screenshot as well. I'm taking
Thanks, man.
these.
Did you see me? Do you see me goatsy in the corner?
What?
What?
uh,
Jeez. Oh, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.5 stacks of clay balls
nice.
for you. Yeah. Apparently there's just like an area in a ravine somewhere kind of nearby. I forget where it is. It's like minus 200 something. I forget the other coordinates, so that's going to be a little annoying, but you can get there by boat, and then there's a huge ravine full of clay.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, ants also are very important for, I don't know about very important, but the holes they dig helps oxygen get into the soil for a lot of like vegetation.
A lot of crops and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's the circle of life.
yeah, so ants and bees are like super chill dudes.
Oh yeah. They're super chill dudes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of like ant farm videos, like people just raising like farms of ants.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like it. I like terrariums too, where you just seal it off and it runs itself.
Yeah, it's super neat.
There's a lot of like evolution experiments you can do with like insects that have very short lifespans. Like if you have an insect that uses light as a sense and only lives like 3 days, if you lock them in complete darkness after enough breeding, they won't be able to see light very well anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know you said you believe in like microevolution, but not like macroevolution. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's not too hard for you.
Yeah, absolutely believe in microevolution. And when I say believe, oftentimes I just mean like accept as truth, you know? Because I feel like believing something, it kind of has like a big kind of question mark in it. But when you accept something as truth, it's because you know something about it, right? So you've thought about it, you've done some sort of like research and critical thinking about it before you came to accept that thing as truth. That's kind of why I like to make the distinction between those two different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, tons and tons of evidence of microevolution. But as far as macroevolution goes, there has to be a beginning for everything, right? And I'm trying to think of how to explain this. How to explain what I
You don't
believe.
think the first cell came out of nowhere?
Yeah. It's impossible for life to just spontaneously happen without a cause. There has to be a cause for it. And there's always an aspect of faith, no matter what you accept as truth. Because if you accept the Big Bang as truth, our universe, we exist in the dimension of time, which means this had a beginning somewhere. Time has to start somewhere. It has to start somewhere. The Big Bang, the creation of the universe, had to start somewhere. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It only changes forms. That energy had to come from somewhere. It can't just exist out of nothing. I believe that God is the uncaused first cause, that he created the dimension of time and created everything that we can see and experience and exist in within this dimension of time. So you have to seriously think about, as somebody who like doesn't believe in any type of creator, whether it's God or whatever you want to call it, where did everything come from? You also, whether you know it or not, have a big aspect of faith too, you know, because like, where did this Big Bang come from? If God didn't make it, who or what did? And how did it? How did it happen? How do we exist? You know?
I don't know. Dude, I think someone was just playing CS and they were like lagging through a nade the wrong way.
Yeah, I got some
Yeah, I don't know.
potatoes, bro. So it's like,
It's hard for me to be like, things had to start. I also think about like, things could just be like, they weren't and now they are.
but how? Where did it begin? What created the beginning? That's the thing.
Does there have to be does there even have to be a beginning? Like that's just like our brains thinking about time. Like we experience time, but things that aren't alive don't experience time.
They do. They just don't know they're experiencing it. Like they don't experience time because they're not sentient, but they're affected by time. A rock over
Yeah.
time is going to get eroded. It doesn't experience it. but
Yeah, but
it can be
also
quantified and it affects the universe around it. Everything is affected by time.
also all time could be happening at the exact same time, and we could just be perceiving it as a slow process, but it could all just be at the exact same time. I don't know how to explain that better.
I was gonna say I have no idea what you mean by that. That doesn't make any sense to me, but
I get it.
yeah. This is a good one, dude. This is a nice one.
Yeah,
This is a fun conversation.
I like that I can't explain myself, because then you can actually say something to me. Yeah, that's why dude, I might crack another beer just so this video can be longer.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I would love to
really
just
good
have a
video.
super long, good video like this, dude. I've found so many emeralds as well. Got 7. I have 34 leather. This should be plenty.
How much longer can you be on?
Oh, plenty. I'm good.
Really? Okay, this might be our 4-hour video. No,
Yeah, buddy. Oh, it's 2:30.
shit.
Yeah, I'm not even tired yet. I'm chilling. It's the weekend, bro. I'll sleep in tomorrow as loud as I'm along to sleep by my children. And blast furnace. Whoa, what's a blast furnace?
It melts ores quicker.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, they're pretty good, but like, I'm lazy.
Does it take more energy or something?
I think it's the same amount. It just goes faster.
Nice. Yeah, there's a
But
lot
at
of
the same
stuff I
time,
didn't know
you use
existed in this.
Yeah, just like humanity, man. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Before I started thinking about things, I actually thought that thinking about things made things less. This is I don't even know how to explain this anymore. It's been years, but I used to think that thinking about things made them less like valuable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was younger, I thought like, or I wouldn't even think about it because it's like so.
This road sucks, dude.
I guess negative.
This road sucks. I'm at a village right now, and there's just it's like a road, but it's just going like straight down a
road.
cliff.
I thought you said through. I was like, what the fuck is through?
This road sucks, dude.
Yeah, the need sucks, dude. What was I saying? All right. Yeah, when I was younger, I was like, thinking about things makes them unvaluable or whatever. Not unvaluable, but it just makes them
not have value.
makes them-
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So like, if I watched something really good, then I thought about it, I would understand it, and then it would be meaningless to me because it'd be like, oh, I know why this is good now. I know why I think this is good now, and now I hate it. It's like, I don't know. It's like understanding it removed the intrinsic value for me or whatever.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, the only reason I changed is because I met someone extremely fucking, like the smartest person I ever fucking met. It's probably the smartest person I'll ever fucking meet. Probably just like brain blasted me over and over and over. And now I think about things all the time.
I would love to hear this guy. Sounds like a cool dude.
Nah, it's actually a woman.
Oh, sounds like a cool dudette.
Yeah. Wonder if I could get her on for an episode.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, she's absolutely the smartest person ever. That's what it feels like. And she's not even in like science or anything. She's actually like historical stuff.
Nice.
So she's like, yeah. But basically, yeah, there were just so many things that I had to. Dude, it was so painful trying to think about all these things that like couldn't think before. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like I don't know. I feel like I was smarter before. And now I feel stupid all the time because everything is unknowable. Nothing is knowable.
Yeah, the more you learn, the less you feel like you know.
Yeah. I have like,
It's because you become wise enough to realize that there's just so much you can't understand.
yeah. So like I used to kind of have an ego and just be confident, and, like be funny all the time. People liked me, and now I have like, I don't want to fucking talk about anything because I don't know. I just don't know. Shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely very opposite in that. Like, obviously, you can tell. Like, I'm pretty confident. And it's not that I think like it's my way or the highway or whatever. It's just.
I used to be like that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm drinking some coffee just to
Nice.
counteract the alcohol.
Smart. Yeah, dude, I've got 40 leather. We're chilling, bro.
Hmm.
Such cool landscape over here, man.
The amount of marathons I've ran around the island talking is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm just running in a straight line, basically.
Yeah.
So many cows. This will definitely be the most visually interesting episode because I've just
That's
been
for
running,
sure. That's for sure.
running and killing things, clearing out villages. I got a
There comes
bell
a
now,
point to
dude.
this where it's not even like nihilism assistance anymore. It's just existential conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
No, it's all good. I mean, we gave all the life advice we could, I think, about it. It's mostly
All the
just
things you could think
kind of
of,
up to you
yeah.
to find a new house, start looking at other frameworks, ways of thinking about things, and
Yeah.
by doing that, you're gonna find the thing that has the ring of truth. You're gonna find the thing that feels right, that just intuitively makes sense,
And
you'll know. You'll know when you find it.
Yeah. What was I thinking? Hold on, I gotta stop moving for a second. I'm hearing the Jeopardy theme in my head. Yeah, exactly.
By the way, guys, while he's thinking, you should think about subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you
That's the
don't miss
payment.
this next incredible existential process that we're going through here. Some cool conversations. You got a long car ride coming up, you already know. Throw on Earl Boobler and Uncle Boobs, dude.
Hell yeah.
We'll get you through it. We'll keep you company. We're your friends away from home. Brothers from another mother.
True that.
Uncles from another bunkles, dude. Those trees burning down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lava probably generated while you're walking over there.
Yeah. Found another screenshot. I can just imagine the video for this, like my life, that just pointing to the tree.
Yeah. Shit, what was I even trying to think about?
Nihilism? Question mark?
Oh, I was thinking about, yeah, we're humans. We're not smart at all. We only think we're smart. Every single thing we could possibly believe has contradictions, and you just have to find the thing that you're okay with having contradictions in.
What he said.
All I heard was he said.
What he said.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I even though we are smart, quote unquote, we just think we're smart. That's it. I think we're extremely stupid. I think the only thing is that we can just apply focus towards intellectual fields instead of just, evolving towards it indirectly.
Yep. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I jumped over that. Sheesh. So
Oh,
many
dude,
just
alright.
random pits in the ground that drop you
Yeah.
to your death for no reason.
I like it.
I don't like it. Hate it.
Oh, I hate it. It's horrible.
Hey, don't be a chameleon.
Don't be a chameleon, dude. Where is my mine card? Dude, where the fuck is my mine card?
I don't know. Where is my super suit?
Wow, do you know that?
There we go. I'll just make another one. Whatever. I could just sit on my railroad and go around in circles.
Do it.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Instead of running around, I'm rolling around.
that's smart. They see me rolling my mine cart. It's gonna suck getting back to the house, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be horrible. I would not mind if you teleported somehow.
I don't know if I can.
This is kind of loud. How do I turn it down? Oh, I didn't finish the railroad.
Ooh.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't have enough iron to finish the railroad. I thought I was finished. I forgot. Oh,
That
well.
sucks.
It's like more than half finished.
Nice.
I think I might need like 40 more rails, and that's it.
We're over halfway there. Halfway there. Halfway there.
Yeah.
Time to make a boat and see if I can get there via ocean.
Yeah. Just look up if you can teleport and teleport to me.
Okay, so wait a minute. Where is... Hold on. I gotta look up the coordinates you put in. Negative... Oh, not even that far away. My X is good. It's just my Y. We're at negative 246. I'm at negative 1300.
Okay. So, you ever read any Kafka?
No.
Okay, well, there's this one book, Metamorphosis, where he's like a businessman, I think. I don't remember. It's been years, but he's like a businessman. And then he has to go to work, but he woke up as a cockroach.
Oh,
And yeah, and he spends the entire book in his room, I believe.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So his family, like, over time finds out that he's like a cockroach or whatever, and people are coming over to the house, try to, dude, you know what? I don't fucker. I need to ask about a summary.
ChatGPT,
Somewhere-
give me a summary, please.
Yeah. I'm actually using Perplexity.
Okay, I gotta be getting pretty close now, right? Does this ocean actually take me straight back? There's no way. I feel like this is wrong somehow. Negative 720, negative 240. Yeah, all right, cool. I like this.
Okay. So basically, this dude writes about like the absurdity of life and like bureaucracy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Gregor Samsa awakens to discover he's become a large insect. Despite the shocking change, he initially worries about missing work and financial impact on his family, whom he supports. His family and his boss, the chief clerk, are horrified by his new form. Gregor's attempts to communicate are futile, and his voice has changed, and he's unable to open his bedroom door easily. What a fucking summary.
That's awesome.
Family dynamics and alienation.
Dude.
As Gregor becomes a burden rather than a provider, his family's attitude shifts from concern to resentment. His
What is
sister Greet
this?
initially cares for him, bringing him food, but her compassion wanes over time. The family struggles financially and takes on boarders to make ends meet. So boarders is like, they're basically turned their house into like a hotel.
Oh.
Gregor becomes increasingly isolated both physically and emotionally while his family neglects him.
Man.
Climax and decline. Gregor's presence becomes intolerable for the family. During a confrontation with the boarders who are repulsed by his appearance, Gregor's sister declares that they must get rid of him. Realizing that he's no longer wanted, Gregor retreats to his room where he dies from his injuries and neglect.
That's terrible.
Resolution. Upon discovering Gregor's death, the family feels relieved and begins to plan for a brighter future. I don't remember this part. Okay, yeah, I think this resolution's like hallucinated or something. I don't remember this. But themes: alienation, absurdity of life, family, and duty. Alienation. Gregor's transformation symbolizes deep alienation from his family and society, a reflection of the isolation many feel in the modern world. Absurdity of life. The inexplicable nature of Gregor's transformation highlights the absurdity and unpredictability of life. Family and duty. The novella examines the dynamics of family responsibility and the impact of economic pressures on relationships. So basically, like, if someone's a provider and then other people have to provide, they can be resentful because, like, why do I have to provide? You're the provider. Like that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't remember why I mentioned Kafka.
I don't know.
You don't remember either? Fuck.
No. Because you just asked me if I'd ever read any, and I said no.
God damn it, why didn't I explain before?
Mining obsidian.
Kafka.
Love that you can't even hardly tell if you're breaking obsidian or not because it's so dark.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I just said all that shit. Might as well just put an end to it. Blah, blah, blah. A bunch of shit happens. It's unexpected. And you just have to deal with it. People will change their opinions of you. And it's unpredictable in how they will view you afterward. Depending on what you can give and provide, they can either help you after or not help you. It's not really meaningful in any way. It's just how the boat sails.
Man.
There's an end to that. All right, next. Do you have any existential stuff to move on to now?
So about that, what you just said, that's definitely not the experience of everyone. I'll give you guys a little personal experience from my own life that kind of destroys the notion that, like, especially women only want you for what you can provide. That's definitely not true for everybody.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh, no.
If that's what you got from the story.
No, that's not all I got from it, but it's definitely like something you could take away, right?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about genders there.
Oh, no. Don't worry. I'm not trying to say it's only women too, because it can also be
I know that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, fuck, I explained it wrong.
No, you're good. But yeah, I was just gonna say that there was times in our marriage where I was in like a really bad place mentally, and I mean, we had a traumatic thing happen. Like my wife and I, we lost our little one while she was pregnant. Like we had a miscarriage, which was pretty hard and traumatic and stuff like that. And because of my depression, I couldn't get myself like out of bed, you know? Like there'd be so many days where I could have gone to work. I wasn't sick or anything. I just called in sick because I didn't want to go. I just laid in bed. And so there was a lot of jobs during that period of my life I got let go from because of this. And during that time, my wife, yeah, it was hard, you know? She was stressed out and stuff like that, but she never loved me less and certainly never left me, obviously. And now I'm doing my job like I should. And like I'm a stable rock and I haven't missed a single day of work. I haven't been late a single day. My work ethic is insane, all this kind of stuff. But like it wasn't always that way. So some people do just love you unconditionally. It may not be common, but they exist. So my wife is awesome. That's all I'm saying. Because I know that's a thing that's gone around a lot, like on TikTok and stuff too. Is that like people only want you for what you can provide, and as soon as you don't provide anymore, you're no longer valuable, and they're just gonna throw you away like garbage. It's like, no, not exactly. Some people are like that because they're evil people, but not everybody. Not everybody's like, what is this?
What?
Oh wait, is this his treehouse? Oh, I'm home. Woo!
Oh.
I'm home.
What the fuck?
Yeah! Woo! Awesome.
I don't see how that experience means unconditional love.
Well, if you're only valuable from what you can provide, I wasn't providing anything for a while.
But that's still not like necessarily unconditional love.
What is it then?
Like, say for example, you randomly started beating your wife. Unconditional love would be like she never leaves you. Like unconditional,
I guess.
literally unconditional.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sure.
yeah,
Obviously, it's a figure of speech, right?
Sentimentally or what's the word? Figuratively, unconditional love is basically just the person can pick you up when you're down, you pick them up when they're down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
I mean, sort of. I mean, basically, it's unless you do something so catastrophically evil and so radically change who you are as a person, which is like extremely unlikely, that person would never leave you. Like, even if my wife cheated on me, I still wouldn't leave her. You know, I would be heartbroken. Like, it would rip my heart in half. But I would be like, okay, listen.
As long as he had a smaller weenie than you.
I don't know why you'd want to do a thing like this. There's probably some ways that I'm not fulfilling you. Make no mistake, I am angry and I'm absolutely heartbroken. Don't let this ever happen again. If it does, then I probably will leave. You know? But
Yeah.
like, I would give grace in a situation like that too. But as soon as it becomes into like physically abusive, that's when I think like nobody should ever tolerate that, ever. You should flee from that situation immediately. And that person should be behind bars.
Unless
No.
it's funny.
Unless it's
Just
funny.
kidding.
Shut up, Uncle.
Just kidding.
That's amazing.
This is gonna be a nightmare for you to edit. Sorry.
I don't care. It's fine. It'll be worth it, dude.
Oh, I was gonna say I agree with you. The thing. A lot of people say like first time cheating is like unforgivable. Never, whatever. Never trust this person again or whatever. But you know, probably ties into with how I feel. But people don't really have free will. It's just like kind of just what's gonna happen if it's gonna happen. There's no reason to be worried about it and think about it all the time. If you get cheated on, you just figure out why it happened, and if it's fixable, fix it. If it's not, yeah, everything's inputs and outputs is what I see.
Man, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Man, it makes me sad.
Why?
Makes me sad.
That doesn't mean it doesn't mean I'm not happy. It means I decided to be happy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I'm trying to think of how to explain this. Like, if we don't have free will, and it's just it's just inputs and outputs, you know, and like we don't have any say in the matter, type of thing. It almost feels like it takes some of the meaning away from, like, for example, a friendship. You know,
Why?
if it's like we were just destined to do what we're doing. It's like, well, then we didn't actually like choose to be friends, or, you know, pursue a passion together and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a little hard to explain, but
I get what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it is pretty deterministic, but regardless, we still feel things, even if the feelings are deterministic. So I can still say I feel all these feelings about you. I still love you, bro, and
Yeah, I love you.
I
bro.
still want to do this stuff with you. But it being deterministic doesn't take away from the meaning of it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Obviously,
You
I
know-
disagree, and you know that. But
yeah.
yeah,
Most people that believe in like determinism and all that, like I guess you could say it's fate. I don't like that word. I don't know how to explain it and all that. All the people have all kinds of different meanings for that, so I just don't use it. But
yeah,
yeah, it's just funny because most people that have like determinism are like theist. They believe in like religion stuff.
dude. Oh my gosh, that's such a rabbit hole, bro. I cannot tell you how many times people have had that like debate with me at churches and stuff like that. So, okay, real quick aside. A lot of people who go to church suck, bro. A lot of people who go to church religiously, pun intended, suck. Not all of them, obviously. And some churches are fantastic and do what you actually should, which is like love people unconditionally. Like, for example, if like let's just say like a gay couple or something like that walked into our church. Like, I wouldn't be looking at them all like, oh, I'm disgusted by you or something like that. Like, I'd just be loving those people unconditionally. Same for anybody who walks in. Unless you have like a gun and you're trying to shoot us or something. But you know, if you're just like a person walking in with differences or whatever, like, that's okay, bro. Like, you belong and you are welcome. But there's a lot of people who are very like, cliquey at churches, and that I don't like. I don't agree with that. I think that sucks. But anyway, a lot of those types of folks are the ones who would get into the whole predestination thing. With religion, right? With Christianity specifically. And I would always wholeheartedly say no. That completely goes against everything in Scripture. Predestination. And here's why. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever should believe in him shall not perish, but have eternal life, right? And it's his will, his desire that nobody would perish. So if everything was predetermined and predestined in religion, why would he predestine some people to, like, never love him? Why would he predestine some people to not want to have a relationship with him and cause him pain and spend eternity apart from him? That would make no sense. So if everything was predetermined, why would he predetermine it that way? It doesn't make sense.
It only makes no sense to us because we only have the human ways to think about everything.
Okay, so
why?
that's...
I mean, God doesn't have to be a human. He'd be something.
No,
way
God's
more
not a
intelligent.
human. He's by definition
Exactly.
not a human. But here's the thing you have to consider. The Bible is a love letter written and inspired by God to humans so that we can know him and have a relationship with him. We'll never fully understand him. We can't comprehend it, right? But he writes in there what we need to know to have a relationship with him. And that's where I get what I'm talking about from.
Yeah, but also, why aren't we just like a fish tank and he just loves his fish and be like, oh, if some fish are assholes, I guess they're not getting into the next fish tank.
I mean, that's kind of like what it is, you know? But those fish have to choose to be assholes, right? And I'm going to explain how I know that the predeterminism thing isn't a thing and how free will existed in the first place, which is also the same place sin existed in the first place, and why people die and why there's bad stuff that happens in the universe and nothing's perfect anymore when it was at one time. I'll explain.
This is completely unrelated, but 1 second.
Sure. Yeah.
Let me just, okay, so this is from an anime and it has a pentagram on it, right? What does pentagram like mean to you? Because I don't know how Christianity sees it, but I know that like old ladies think it's like the devil's mark or some shit.
I don't really know. I mean, I just know that a lot of people use it in pop culture as like a way to summon demons and stuff. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know too much about it.
Because I want that image I sent you as like a tattoo. Because that's a really fucking good image.
Oh yeah. That's
so
pretty cool.
fucking cool. Yeah, it's about a vampire who kills a bunch of Nazis. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty badass.
Helsing, buddy. Helsing.
Let's
go.
All right.
But
Anyway, back on to talking about how you know free will exists.
Yeah. So again, if what I accept is truth, which is that God created everything and the Bible is truth, right? If that is true, if my belief system is true, which I believe it is, part of it is faith, right? But if this is truth, in the beginning, God created and he made all the stuff, you know, he made the sky, the stars, he made the earth, and then last he created animals and people. And then Adam and Eve, the first two people, lived in this Garden of Eden. It was this place of like perfection and stuff. And there was all these different trees and bushes and stuff that bore incredible fruit. But there was this one tree that God specifically said, you are not to eat of this one tree. You are not to eat of this tree. This tree existing and the fact that he commanded them to not eat from this tree is what gave them free will. Because then at that point, they're not robots who cannot mess up. They don't have a perfect universe, per se. They have something here that is good. The tree is good, but God told them not to eat of the tree, which gave them the choice to stay in relationship with God and trust him, or to make the decision to eat from the tree and go their own way, which is in the end what they did. They ate from their own tree, and by doing that, they broke their relationship with God, and that's where sin came to exist. It was by people not trusting God. So in the Bible, in the first little bit of the Bible, it tells this story about creation and what happened. So God does not lie, and he says his will, his desires for nobody to perish. But real love, actual love, has to be a decision. It has to be a choice. And that's why he gave people the option to break relationship with him, because otherwise the relationship itself doesn't have meaning, because you don't have a choice in the matter. Which again, this is something I've probably said before, but I think like assault, like sexual assault, is one of the most evil, disgusting things a person can do to another person.
I think murder is worse.
Murder, yeah, I agree.
Okay, there's a lot of people who think sexual assault is worse than murder.
No, I think killing somebody's worse, but it's
Okay,
one of
good.
the most disgusting things somebody can do. It's horrible. You're forcing yourself on another person Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, I just want to point that out for the audience. If there's anyone who says the opposite, I'm like, this is what I believe. All right, now start arguing about it in the comments so we get more views.
Sounds good. But yeah, so for God to force us, to predetermine us, would be to take away our free will, and then it would never be love, and it would never actually be relationship. And that would take away the entire point of this world, this universe existing. And that's for us to worship God and to choose to worship him. So he would never predetermine people to do something that would ultimately break his heart. Because God is our Heavenly Father. And just like me with my kids, he just wants to be in our presence. He wants to have relationship with us. But he wants us to actually have a desire for him and to want him. He doesn't force anybody. And that's why some people go a different way. Otherwise, everybody would believe, right? If that was true. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about that.
So it says word for word in the book that's the reason that he did. Or is that just like a conclusion that you come to from reading it?
From reading the entirety of the Bible, yeah. Because again,
Okay.
like I said, it says in the Bible, like word for word, it's God's will that no one should perish. That no one should perish. He doesn't want anybody to be separated from him. But it's our decision to. Because of his love for us, he allows us to choose.
That's what it says, word for word.
Oh, some of that is not word for word, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's certain questions you can ask based on what the exact wording is. So like for example, I can't remember what the fuck I was thinking when you were talking about the tree. God damn it.
oh no.
Oh fuck. I should have interrupted you. Hold on.
So many books. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Finally gonna have our good enchanting table. I'm so excited. I worked so hard for this. This whole episode I've been working on this. Anyway.
Yeah, everything that you're saying is like, for me, it's like we're reading all that from human definition. Like if the Bible's like a love letter to us and we're still reading it from like a human perspective, we could still be coming to the wrong conclusion.
Sure. I mean, I agree. You could come to the wrong conclusion. I don't
Yeah,
believe
like-
this is, but I mean, that's where it comes down to.
Hope for the best.
Yeah, like
Shit.
you can
I
never
followed
know
the
if you truly
but
know.
like I read it in human, so I fucked up.
Yeah, because again, that's what I believe is that like he wrote it for us, and so it's gonna be what needs to be understood and comprehended will be,
Yeah.
Because again, there are people who misuse it. Like there's so many churches and stuff. I know I've talked about mega churches before. I freaking spit in the face of mega churches. They are disgusting to me. These are people like, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. There's this dude. I can't remember which guy this was, but he had like stacks of cash just like stored away, hidden in the building. It was like embedded behind a bathroom wall or something. And this dude came to do some plumbing and broke a wall down, and there was just like rolls of money that came out. It's like, what the heck is this doing here?
Nice.
And when it's like they're not helping people, like, okay, another example from my personal life, like God says, if somebody needs a shirt and you don't have another one to give them the one off your back. If somebody needs food, you feed them. If there's a widow who needs help, you help her. It's selflessness and love for other people. And like, wait, why did I start talking about that? Oh yeah, because like a lot of these churches, they're doing it for self-enrichment. They created this church. Like a lot of these guys aren't even like originally believers. They just created the church as a way to get like donations from people for self-enrichment, which is just like so gross to me, dude. I hate it so much. So yeah, there are definitely bad actors and bad people out there.
I'm not sure how you can convince me on free will. I'm thinking about the tree and everything. It's like,
yeah, I don't know how else I could convince you, Because
yeah,
like, why would he create this tree? Why would he create the option to disobey him? Why would he create the option to break relationship with him if there wasn't free will? Why would it even exist at all? You know what I mean? Because he wouldn't want the world to be bad. It literally says it in the book. He doesn't want the world to be bad. He doesn't want anybody to not have relationship with him. But just like me and my children, if they say, I want to move out, I can't just be like, well, I'm going to force you to stay here. I'm going to force you to live with me. I'm going to force you to love me. It doesn't work. It's not love then. So, yeah, that's what I think. That's what I firmly believe. And I think a lot of the scripture backs that up as well. But
I'm just hypothesizing, like, what if there is no hell and he just made everyone think that there was just so that people have a more variety of experiences?
if that's the case, then the
That's
God
pretty
I
based,
serve
right?
is not the God I serve.
Oh,
If that's the
shit.
case, I cannot serve this God because he is without sin and he cannot lie. There's a couple things God can't do. One of them is he can't lie. Another is he cannot change.
Cannot change.
Hmm
Interesting. What if he thought he wasn't going to change when he wrote that and he's like, fuck, I changed?
I love you, bro.
There's just so many,
You're my
like,
favorite people.
thanks. There's just a million fucking different ways to think about
Yeah,
everything.
no, absolutely.
It's hard to, yeah. Everything I think about the free will story is like, it still sounds like he could just be like, here, think you have free will. You're welcome.
Yeah, if that was the case, then God would be very horrible and deceptive. And I don't believe that's the character of God, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe that's the character of God. Because, like, pretty much every other belief system in the world, all the other gods that people can worship, like the Roman gods, the Greek gods, all these guys basically look at humans as a cosmic plaything. They basically look at people as just like, oh, it's something to entertain us. They come down and have sex with people and, have demigod babies and stuff like that. There's gods of other cultures that...
There's one where Loki fucks a horse or something. Or Loki gets fucked by a horse or something and has like a horse baby or something. I
Mr.
don't
Hans, is
remember.
that you? Sagittarius came from Mr. Hans? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. What was I thinking? God fucking.
It's also the only belief system in the world, like, where it doesn't come down to something you do.
Oh.
Where it doesn't come down to works as well.
If you look into like the history of religion, every single religion is partially cannibalized by every single other belief. So it's just the further away you get is the further away where it's like slightly disconnected because they didn't know about the other things. But yeah, pretty much every popular religion is connected.
No, I definitely agree that some are connected for sure. Like the Abrahamic religions, which would be Judaism, Christianity, Islam.
Yeah, just like
Those are connected because of
the
the line of Abraham.
The Bible, it doesn't even have like version 1 and only version 1. It's like multiple versions. So which one's the right one?
What do you mean by multiple versions? Do you mean like translations? Like New King James Version, English Standard Version, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, dude, I didn't even think about translations. Yeah, so much could be confused in translation. Also, yeah, isn't there like multiple different testaments and like as well as different translations?
Okay. So
There's even like different things before the Bible, right?
as far as let me sleep too. Different translations go. There are definitely translations out there that are not biblically accurate. And those are ones you have to be very careful for. There obviously are some that are biblically accurate. And the way you can know, this is such a rabbit hole, dude. This is something like anyone interested in it would kind of have to do a little bit of their own research on. But the way that Israelites do translation is extremely meticulous. And as things are...
Bro,
I'm trying
so
to
you're
think
saying Israel over Palestine? I'm just kidding. We're not getting political.
I was gonna say I'm not answering that. This guy. But yeah.
I have to tug on the thread a little bit.
Oh,
every
always,
episode.
dude, always. Oh man. Anyway,
Yeah.
shoot, what was I gonna say?
I feel more confident thinking certain things are true and not true when I'm not believing in religion.
How do you mean?
There's just so many like possibilities when you believe in religion. When you go, there's this one guy I knew who's his major, like his whole like passion was like historical like religion, like how the process of how it all bleeds into other things and all that. And there's so many things. It's like I don't know where the original started. I can't possibly know where the original, the actual true is.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So like
I
layers
just
of
can't.
abstraction, essentially.
Yeah, I can't possibly know where the absolute original text is.
Bro, how do I get fortune?
I don't know. I think you just have to keep enchanting books until you get fortune.
Oh man.
We could also get like villagers and shit, but That's something for Ryan to do. He's good at that.
Yeah.
We'll have to enslave him.
To enslave him. We'll take away his free will for sure.
Yeah. That'll finally get us canceled.
Yep, 100%.
Because he is of alternate color.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I couldn't tell by his voice. That's funny. What?
It's just a funny thing to say. Another thing that might get us canceled.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. A lot of my African American homies, you could tell by their voice if you're on the phone with them, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. The sinus cavity is like the whole like inside of that sinus area is like formed differently, so it's different tones come out more on average than other tones.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, dude. It would be nice to have like a black sinus cavity. have those lower overtones. That'd be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would make my modal tones much better. I would sound so much better if I had.
He'd sound a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Channeling
Dude, I'm so
Toby from
sweaty.
Family Guy. Yeah.
I'm just nibbling on some pepperoni.
Nice. Sounds yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I finally made a sword.
The beer feeling's wearing off, but that obviously doesn't mean my brain's not on it.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I'm just letting some fresh air blow in.
Sounds
Because
good.
I walked out of the room, it was like a cold blast. It's so hot in here. This
Oh,
is like
dude.
the sun side of the house.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's a lot different time for you right now.
Yeah. And there's gonna be a heat wave again.
Oof.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man.
It does, man. Basically, we can just say there's too many complicated things to land on that I can't possibly just stop at nihilism.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good point.
Yeah.
There is way too many complicated things to land on. Way too many conclusions you could come to end with nihilism for sure. I mean, the idea that nothing matters. I mean, we've spent an hour and a half just talking about the different
Oh wait, are
ways.
you recording already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just good. Just checking.
Yeah, we've spent so long here just talking about the different ways that we disagree. I mean, there's so many different ways you can come to belief or something you find meaning in. Just for
Yeah,
Uncle
this
Boobs, we have one that you can go check out too. It's probably the one you commented from, which is the meaning of life. For Uncle Boobs, it's life extension, which is great.
Yeah.
For me, it's eternal life. So it's another form of life extension if you think about it, but it's just not in this world. It's in heaven, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, find something. Start thinking about things and doing some research and flipping over rocks. Start exploring. Exploring with your mind, though, instead of your physical body. I mean, you can do that, too. That's also great, but...
I know that nihilism feels like it's the belief system with the least amount of contradictions. But that's also just your brain telling you this is the most convenient thing to think about. There is a lot of you can find contradictions in anything if you think hard enough. You can convince yourself of anything. You can convince your brain of everything.
Yeah.
It's you have to you have to start choosing a lot of things. I don't know. I'm running around in circles again.
No, it's all good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Basically-
think about it. Oh, sorry, you go first.
You can, if you really want, you can try to make your brain believe in absolutely everything and make yourself go a little fucking cuckoo for a month
Mm-hmm.
if you want. If you try hard enough, you can really just make yourself believe in anything. So if you can really force yourself to believe that things have meaning. It's all up to what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. Even if I say I don't believe in free will, we still have the illusion of free will. So you can still go for it and live life like you have free will.
Yeah. I mean, what other way would you live, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What's the most effective use of your time?
Yeah.
Feeling like time's not worth believing that it's effective or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, spend time on the things that fulfill you, that help you
Yeah.
feel happiness/joy. Pursue the things
Maybe-
and spend time pursuing the things that you feel passionate about, you know?
If it's really a problem with, if it's really a problem, you can't do anything about it. You could just be like experiencing like symptoms of depression.
That's true
not knowing-
too.
Yeah. You could just be experiencing symptoms of some sort of mental illness, and there's just no possible way to get around that. And you could just be like, hey, therapist, yo, what's up? You'd be like, hey, I am having low energy and negative thoughts about life. Can you give me some pills to help with that? To give me some step backs from thinking about things that way. Because I got Titus here on those pills, and he's already like all about joy and happiness in life, and he still is benefiting from those. So
Yep. Very true.
yeah, so there's no reason not to. If you try every single pill and literally none of them do anything for you, then you can say, yeah, this is absolutely what I believe, and there's nothing that can change it. But there's still a lot of tools.
A lot of options, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, it's just a tool, and there's no shame in needing a little bit of help too to get yourself at least on the right track. Because like I'm not gonna take fluoxetine forever, but I was in
I totally would.
the roughest place of probably my entire life, or at least very close, my wife and I, just from years of lack of sleep, abusing our performance enhancing drug of sleep. You can hear all about that in a previous one and why that's important to get good sleep. Overworking myself, not prioritizing rest, like time off, focusing on the things that fill me with joy, etc. So, and by taking this, it's helped me to get on the fast track to recovery far more quickly than I would have been able to on my own, which is amazing. Because for most of my life, I've never felt like I needed anything like this. I was just a joyful person by nature and because of my relationship with the Lord, but everybody has their limits with what they can handle on their own, So, yeah, maybe you just need a little bit of a helping hand, and that could kind of help you find a new framework too, just by trying something new. Maybe your brain needs a little bit of help,
Yeah.
Something to try for sure.
Yeah, we're still like stupid humans, so every conclusion we come to, we should probably get second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh, 29th opinions about it. Yeah.
What is that
another
noise?
thing,
What the
I'm
heck
eating
was that
bread.
noise?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard a weird like.
Maybe there's like maybe there's big spooky monsters down there. You're probably
Yeah.
mining, right?
I am mining.
Maybe there's like a
I'm getting a little scared. I hear a weird
warden
noise.
or something.
A warden. I'm turning my hostile creature sound up and seeing if it goes up.
Yeah. The last thing I was gonna say is if you like video game terms, you can think about it like this. The pills are just like a buff potion.
Yeah.
You take a pill, you get 18 hours of increased stamina, increased health. Well, not like literally physical health, but mental health.
Yeah.
And you just take that every day, and with negligible downsides. And once that potion is like not adequate to your level, you won't feel the effects anymore. So like say you're leveling up so much that these stats are like a little tickle in the pool. Say you have like 100 stamina before you start. You're taking the pills, you get 120, then you're leveling up over time. You're at like 500 stamina. You're like, that 20 extra stamina isn't really doing much for me. It's just, don't need it now.
Yep.
Yeah. You think about things like that way. Just gamify things. If you want.
Absolutely.
You can make your brain believe that that's how things work. You can make your brain believe anything.
For sure. Just another framework, right?
Yeah. Just whatever. Life is a sandbox if you really make it a sandbox.
I'm finding lots of iron for you, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm down here to try and
need,
get
like,
as much XP as possible so I can enchant books.
Yeah. Oh, if you just raise the mob platform a bit and then have it so you can only attack their feet or whatever, then you can just kill them for XP.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, all you have to do is just raise the platform a bit, and then they're one hit instead of dead. Maybe I could use like sticky pistons or something. Push the ground up when you want XP, and then pull the ground down when you want free items.
Oh, man, that would be so crazy, dude.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So crazy. That'd be a cool contraption.
I bet I could do it.
I bet you could, too. I have to find a lot of slime, though. I haven't even seen a slime yet in this world.
Yeah, I don't know how to
And I've done a lot of
the
traveling.
updates.
You got to look for like a swamp, I think.
Oh.
I think that's
Yeah,
how you find them.
It wouldn't be too bad as long as you didn't put the world gen on like amplified or something.
No, it's just on normal.
Okay.
All those types of
Well,
settings. are
anyway.
just vanilla.
Anything else to say?
All right, bye.